So I've been reflecting on a 2-decade career in sales, and what I've observed is that some things have changed and some things haven't changed at all. Really, the way we do outreach hasn't changed, not one bit. But the amount of people we're competing with in the industry certainly has. 10 years ago, if you went to a conference, you'd probably find that there were 5 to 10 vendors pushing their wares, advertising their product. You go to that same conference today and you're likely to see 50 or even 100 vendors. So competition is rife. So things are definitely more difficult. Now, a few years ago, a new SDR manager reached out to me and said, "Chris, how is it that you're doing it? How is it that you're managing to get meetings with buyers, so people who are responsible for problems and have access to funds to solve those problems, and you're getting those meetings and other people aren't?" Now, what I said is, look, I've got a method, and my method's pretty simple. I send one email and I make one phone call and I get the meeting. And he said, that can't be right. That can't be right at all, because everyone knows that it takes 8 to 10 touch points at least before you get any kind of engagement from a buyer. And I said, well, you're just going to have to watch my method and see how it's done. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip or a hint about that method. So the first thing is to think very carefully about the subject line. And I've done a lot of experimentation over the years. And what I found is that the subject line that works best to get that email answered is simple. It is, "Hi John, request a meeting, 30 minutes. It sounds simple, but what that does is it means you don't look like advertising. You look like a real person. And if there's anything we want to avoid as salespeople, it is looking like marketing or looking like advertising, because you've got to remember these people are extremely busy and they're getting, hundreds of emails in their inbox every day, and I am no one to them. They don't know me. So by having that simple subject line, "Hi John, request a meeting, 30 minutes, it's generally enough to pique their interest so that they at least open the email. Now the next thing is I need to get their attention so that they read on. And so the very first statement I put in every single outreach email is to say, "I'm reaching out to you because I understand that you are responsible for something." Okay, now that something is based on my research. So I'll look into them and I'll try and understand, based on their job title, based on what they're posting on LinkedIn, what it is that they are responsible for. And I'm looking for the person who is responsible for a problem that my product solves. So the key thing here is that responsibility is a key trigger word. You cannot hide from responsibility. And so by bringing up responsibility, once the person reads this, they either are or they aren't. If they are responsible, they have to read on. Yes, I am responsible for that. I have to find out what you want. And if they're not responsible, then that's fine. Then I'm speaking to the wrong person. So that's not a problem at all. Now, after that, I need to get their attention enough so that they would take my call. But I think that's something for perhaps another video. So for now, I'm going to let you enjoy the view, because I really am at a remarkably beautiful location.